All right, welcome back
Good morning.
to 2020. Good morning, welcome back. I just want to say, I know you guys didn't want to wake up today.
I
It's
didn't
a
either,
Monday. I didn't want to wake up either. But
No.
you're here on 2020, and we have the lovely Miss Maria Stefania here from Law 561 that is going to express herself to us. So it's not just going to be us talking all morning.
You don't have to just hear our voices like normal. There's
It's
new
going to
guests.
be more people than
There's new
that.
people. But yes, this is Maria Stefania.
Hello.
She is the head hairstylist for Law 561 and also a very wonderful in your 20s businesswoman and the new hair and makeup stylist for the Brooklyn Cafe. And we did a mini at Law 561 for the Brooklyn Cafe, I think a week or 2 weeks ago. And you are an incredible person. Everything that you've gone through from New York to New Jersey, doing hair, makeup, all your different salons, plus just who you are as a person, the few times I've gotten to talk to you, I was like, we should bring her on for 2020. Talk about your life in business. And Jean came up with the wonderful topic of today, the
Correct.
risks you've taken.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is a great opportunity, so I'm really thankful.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk about hair and makeup the whole time because, like you said before, I'm sure as someone who does the job, at some point you're just done with it. And you're like, you can only say like, you're blonde so many times before you're just absolutely over it. So I do want to start just real quick. Tell me about Loft 561, what you do, your new lines. We can get that over with and go with the fun stuff.
So, as she mentioned, I originally am from New Jersey, New York area, and I moved here about 3.5, almost 4 years ago now. And I took a few risks. The biggest one was moving a very high, over-demanding clientele in New Jersey, where I was booked every 15 minutes on a 4-day week. And, taking that risk from going to nobody with no salary, no income, but just wanting a different lifestyle, wanting to expand my brand, and kind of, testing the water somewhere else. So when I did that, I realized that there was more to be done with my field. Not in the sense that Florida needs more hairdressers, but in the sense I needed more life. So I definitely took a big risk, leaving my family, my very close friends, coming here where nobody.
Yeah.
And I ended up making, a good family friend boundary here already. But aside from that, it took about 3 years to run into this opportunity, which was great. I worked for two other salons, one in West Palm, another one on Federal Highway in Boca. Very highly respectable salons and already established. But I felt as if I couldn't breathe, in the sense like I couldn't grow any more past than just a stylist behind the chair. So my biggest risk I took this actually late last month was I ended up becoming a market partner with Law 561 in order to help brand build their business. And I am their head hairstylist and just pretty much gonna kill it out here.
Yeah. Have you ever done any kind of marketing or anything before?
Yeah, I have 3 business pages, and then
Oh,
my
wow.
personal page, and then my puppy page.
There's
They're
a puppy page.
they're
I want to hear about the puppy page.
Sky.to01.
Oh.
She's a Dapple Dash Hound, so she's really pretty.
Oh.
And people ask me if I've painted her that way, but no, she's natural, like her coating
That
is,
is so
yeah.
That's all I care about now. I'm like, hair, makeup, it was great. You did my eyebrows, great. Tell me about the puppy page.
Yeah.
Give me some examples from that.
We can pull her up. We can definitely pull her up. I should have brought her. She's so awesome. She's
Oh
a
my
ESA
God.
dog, so she stays very calm. She's awesome. Next
That's
time I'll bring her. We'll
awesome.
put her on the show.
Yes.
So one of my biggest page is Makeover Beauty with an I, and that page is about all my transformations before and after. Hair, color correction, haircuts, blow drying, styling, and then I made a separate page because it was getting too much putting everything together for events, and I own a freelance company where I have girls under me, strictly freelancers, so they're not really mine. They just get offered a pay if they do a job. So we do weddings, events, like any type of occasion, and I've had 2 fashion shows. My first one was released on the Brooklyn Cafe show like 3 years ago. They did show the entire 7-minute YouTube video on it. And my third Instagram page is microblading, before and afters of the eyebrow tattooing.
Oh, so you do that too. I know they did it at the loft, but you personally do it?
I do it as well, yeah. So, well, I'm an eyebrow threader, so I'm a perfectionist.
By the way, hi, hello. She did my eyebrows the other week on the mini. It was wonderful.
Not fair.
It's every day. Yeah.
We can do yours.
He was
That's
real
not
bitter.
fair.
You gotta do
carry my
Freddy's.
thread.
Ready at all times for
But
that.
do like I'm just speaking for the male audience. Do males come in and say, "I want to get my
Oh
eyebrows
yeah, a lot,
And a lot of
especially the
facials?
Mediterranean men. You know, like
Really?
it's almost like a shape up for your eyes.
Eyes?
Yeah.
Do you think that threading is better than waxing?
I personally do, because it's a more detailed, defined shape, but also waxing, you always have to go back with a tweezer.
Yeah.
And threading is like a tweezer, but much faster. So for me, it's like, there's no point in waxing, just thread your eyebrows.
Right.
That's just for me. But everybody does have their preference. They don't like, they like that wax feel, I've heard, so.
I don't know. I know when I get my eyebrows waxed when I was younger, I used to get the bumps everywhere. It like afterwards, I don't know if it was an allergic reaction. And then there's always the fear of if the person who's doing it isn't hygienic, you get some kind of like something on your face, but threading just a thread, right? And then you doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know this, but wax removes the first layer of your skin, so it can actually
Both of them just cover their eyebrows.
it can actually be harmful against your collagen as you age, and it starts to your collagen lacks after a while.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I only wax, so like I always get really
Ooh, we're
red,
gonna
and like I
change you.
haven't. Yeah, I've never tried threading because I always
Today's
heard
your
like
lucky day.
it hurts so much.
It
So I've had
doesn't
like
really
the fear
hurt
of
that
it,
much.
but now I'm scared of waxing.
I see
after
them.
you said
I
that.
see you guys on the chairs. I feel like it kind of.
Well, it's weird. When I was, at least when Maria was doing it for me, like it doesn't hurt, but it's near your eyes, so you start tearing
Yeah.
up and flinching. But it's not because it hurts; it's just because like
It's a sensation.
it's something near your
I
eyes.
feel like
yeah.
people resort to waxing because it's just like,
Yeah.
you're done so fast.
Yeah,
but it
that's the
probably
main
looks
reason.
better with like threading.
We'll try it.
But also, you
I
can just like
promise. After
rip
the
your
show.
eyebrow off with wax.
We'll do the whole crew's eyebrows today.
Yes. We're gonna have a very fancy looking
Yeah.
crew. Shane from behind the board is like, yes, thank you.
I needed mine's done. But like, what can you say for the like boys and girls that want to move or like want to move out of a situation? Because clearly, when you moved out of like the situation that you were in from Jersey, now all the way down here, West Palm Beach, Boca area, what can you say to the ones that want to move but feel as though that is kind of like a little out of their reach? Should they just go for it?
Sorry, that was a really slow descent of Gene, just like,
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I
Yeah.
just moved that
I thought you were
slow
gonna
with
say
it.
something else. I think, in
all
my
right.
personal opinion, it's all about your attitude and how you look at life. You know, people can be miserable in their own environment and complain, but would never decide to change. You have to be that person who is willing to take the risk and knowing that there's gonna be like depression and anxiety or hard times, and you have to accept those feelings and learn to move forward with them or use them as energy. You know, some people really can't handle taking risk, and that's okay because it's not for everybody. As far as your question to should others do it, I think if you have a dream, you know, definitely you use those mindsets in order to make a goal and a journey for yourself. It doesn't have to be particularly Florida. That was just my choice. But I know people who abroad in other countries and end up going there to live, and it's totally out of the the norm. Like moving from New York or New Jersey area to Florida is kind of normal. You know, there's a lot of New Yorkers. I mean, they're older. I'm very young compared.
I kind of did the opposite. Like a while ago, I moved from down here to Boston,
Oh, okay.
and it was the worst culture shock. But I mean, I did get a lot from like mass media and all that. It's just like
well, what was
seasons
the
are
culture
not
shock?
for me.
The
Seasons are
seasons.
not.
That will kill you.
Not really.
Yeah, it will. It will
Black
murder
ice
you.
is not my friend. Flurries are not
no,
my
thank
friend.
you.
Blizzards, sudden blizzards are not my friend.
No, thank you. I went to San Francisco a few weeks ago, and it was like 40 degrees, 30 degrees. I had a jacket on and then a snow coat on over it, a like fake fur hood up. I had a scarf on. My boyfriend was laughing at me. I was like, I don't like the cold.
I don't blame
San
you.
I
Cold.
can't do that.
I look like the Michelin Man.
I
on
really
Winter
did. It was
Time.
like a big puffy green jacket. I was like, oh no. And
Yeah.
all the pictures he's in like, a leather jacket. I'm just bundled. Yeah,
I mean,
couldn't do
Florida
that.
does change your blood. Like, it thins it out for sure. I've experienced. I'm like, whoa. I go back home and I'm like, shit. Even when it gets 60 here, like 2 nights ago, or
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this
It's
week it's
freezing.
been so cold.
Yeah.
like, okay. I thought I moved to the
But you
warm.
can never say that because then everyone who like just moved here from up
They're
north
like,
are the
oh
snowbirds.
no, like
yeah.
this is like a good day. Like I'm wearing a
Yeah.
t-shirt today. I'm
when,
like, okay,
where
cool.
I'm from, it's negative 40 degrees. Like, okay, I'm
Go
sorry
back.
you're, an
Be like, go
igloo.
back.
I feel like
I don't know how to help
always,
you.
you can always tell when someone's like from up north
'Cause
when
they'll
it's like
tell
a really
you.
cold day and we're like all in like hoodies and
Yeah.
like jackets and they're like in
And they get
shorts
ice
and
cream.
t-shirts like
Eating
walking
ice
around
cream.
like they're all cool and I'm like, okay, like we get it. You're from up north.
We were talking about it. Actually, I went to, with some of my other coworkers, I went to a bar the other night and we were not making fun of this guy, but talking about, he's wearing a big New York Rangers shirt. And I'm from New York. I love New York. I'm not a Rangers fan, but I love New York. But he comes up and with the strongest Brooklyn accent I've ever heard and goes, "Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm from Brooklyn." And I was like, "Oh,
No, it's
that's
like,
how
I'm
I know
from
you're
Brooklyn.
from New York." Yeah, exactly. Like, someone's from up north because within 10 minutes of meeting them, most of the
Yeah,
time,
let 'em
they
know.
will tell you, "Hi, I'm Teddy. I'm from New York." Like, that's no shade. Be proud of where you're from. I love it. But yeah.
But a little too overzealous.
Well,
you
either
know?
that or they'll be like, "It's not cold. I had to walk up and down 17 miles to school in 6 feet of snow."
The life was rough.
It's like, go off.
No, but I felt their pain though, cause I did
Yeah.
slide my car on a ditch. So
You
Oh.
did what?
No, but it was a nice soft ditch. It wasn't like a weird.
Oh, it wasn't like a scary ditch.
But it
What
did
happened?
shock me because having no control of your car is the most scariest. Like, I feel like I was in an anxiety
Yeah.
attack or something like that. But never again.
No.
Only going up there for the spring. Springs are nice up there.
Spring is nice.
Is there a big culture shock when you moved? Obviously, there was one, but when you moved from Jersey to here, because we have a lot of New Yorkers. I don't think we have that many New Jersey. I can't talk. I'm signing off. Goodbye.
You're good.
I can help.
I'm leaving.
Excuse me. Okay, so culture shock in the sense of mentality, it's a little bit slower here, but I felt like there's not as much loyalty, like with actual
Really?
Floridians here. Like
Yeah.
people are just more about themselves and like very like, high, whatever you want to call it. But I'm sorry, my voice is going.
See, neither of us
Okay.
can talk. It's perfect. I'm so glad we're on the same camera and we can't talk.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it definitely is a little bit of a culture shock. I'm really to myself, I'm not there like trying to make new friends or trying to be around every single person. Going from New York where you're always surrounded by somebody, it's such a high paced life that I came here to kind of like decompress from that lifestyle. So, but I do see a lot of a culture, even just like in a good way too. For example, people take the time to do outside activities and eat better here. I think it's because of like the sun and the sand and the water.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Versus over there, it's like, well, let's go grab a bite of pizza or let's go, bowling and eat fries all day. Like, people do that here too. But I see just more of a diverse
That's
environment
interesting.
here.
That is interesting. I grew up in Oregon, so I'm used to like
Did you really? I didn't know that.
So I'm like used to like hippies and like really nice like people. And I think you and B were talking earlier how like moving to Florida, it's like moving to another country because the people here are they're honestly so different. Like it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like a lot of people here have the tendency to come off very like, I don't know the word for it, like I don't want to say rude because like they're not rude, but like it's just so different. Like I feel like I'm
rude.
used to
Yes, say
everyone
rude.
there being like here, okay, this is how I always put it. If I bump into someone in Oregon, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And if you bump into someone here, they're gonna be like,
It's a
Excuse you.
disrespect.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
probably a
it's
New
a
Yorker.
disrespect.
It's definitely a New Yorker. If
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
But like even in because I've gone to New York a few times and like New Yorkers like okay like New Yorkers have attitudes, but like here it's like a different like
I feel like
people
in New York they'll
definitely
just
like
ignore
try
you.
to like get
No,
to
there's
the
the
like,
etiquette.
core,
Like
yeah.
I was downtown. No, it had to be Times Square. Like people were just passing me by, and I thought they were gonna like move out the way.
No.
No.
Yeah.
no.
But I feel like in New York when you like bump into something, they just ignore it and they just keep walking.
Correct.
Yeah,
They will
they
go
they
out
get
of
on
their
with their
way.
lives.
like
They're
they
like,
make it like
Yeah.
they make it exactly.
Yeah, there's that difference for sure.
Oh yeah, I can't.
yeah.
On to something though that I wanted to ask about. Sorry, I'm really bad at
You're good.
segues.
No, you're
I'm
good.
not taking lessons from Freddie. I'm sorry. But I saw it like over my computer and I was like, I wanted to ask you about what this is.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel, and this is to, everybody here, about the whole vegan thing?
Well, Freddie went vegan now, so now we're like all surrounded by it. We get all vegan
too.
stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
How long?
2.5 years.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
almost 3.
Really cool.
I started as vegetarian, not by choice. It was just, I was like, let me just stop for like a week, give my body a rest. And then I went back to it. I did 2 weeks, and then I went back to it, and then I just was like, oh, this is not good. Like, my body naturally rejected it.
I was gonna say,
Wow.
when you stop eating meat for so long, doesn't your body just say
Yeah.
like, no, you can't digest it anymore?
Even the smell, like, I love the smell of barbecue and steak, but the moment like I would look at it, I'm like, oh no, I'm okay.
Really?
But I like the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah. The smell
Light a
is fine.
barbecue candle. It'll be perfect.
Yeah. That's why they make options that's meatless with that barbecue flavor, because you're not trying to go away from having barbecue or let's say cheese pizza technically.
Yeah.
Like there's other options, that can substitute for what you normally would eat on a regular, like if you weren't vegan. So I still eat pulled pork. It's just made out of jackfruit or mushroom or something different. Yeah.
Yes. I've been super into the Beyond Burger.
Yeah, it's really good.
They had that at Burger Find. I've been really into that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think that's
okay.
the most vegan I've gotten, but I like
I
it.
think Impossible Burger is the toxic one, so be careful.
Toxic
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
I've been hearing that. The Impossible
Yeah.
Burger.
It's because it's a soy based, and soy, it really can counteract with our natural hormones because it's a synthetic hormone, so it's going to do something
the
wrong
Burger
to you.
King Impossible Burger that
Yeah.
they've been
Wow,
pushing.
Burger King really tried to do that though.
Yeah.
They tried.
So
Definitely.
going back to this, the reason why I asked this because this is a
Yeah.
vegan, non-toxic, organic product. It's also animal cruelty free, and if you look at the ingredients, you can name almost all of them. And the point is that like there's so many things on the market right now that claim to be natural.
Yeah.
And how natural is natural really nowadays, like
True.
Impossible Burger, oh, it's plant-based, and it's really
Yeah.
not when you
Nah,
go behind
yeah.
the scenes of it. So this company I've studied for about 2.5 years before I really got into it, and the reason being is because I didn't want to jump into something and learn about it without trying it first. So in my salon in Jersey, I have 2 stylists who are using it on all their clients, and not just using it but selling it, because in order to see the benefit, it's not a one-time use. You have to use it on a consistent basis. So what this does, the shampoo, these are just mini sizes, but the shampoo and conditioner. The shampoo is really a build-up remover from toxicity, sweat glands, soap scum, or parabens, SLS, sulfates, anything that can cause a film over the scalp, which causes premature thinning and hair loss, aging. So I know young people are starting to have even like alopecia spots, like actual holes.
Yeah.
I always say it definitely starts internally, but sometimes if it's not and you can prevent it topically, it's probably what you're using in the shower. So when I started using this hairline myself last year, I did it for about 5.5 months. Like the normal size bottle lasted me in my shower. And at first I was like, this is small. Like, how am I supposed, I have a lot of hair.
Yeah.
And then my girl said, trust me, you don't use a lot. And I was like, okay. So I gave it a shot. And then I was like, all right, I'm out of the product. Let me go back to my normal stuff. Like I'm just going to use what I have in my shower. So from August until January, I was just like, whoa, I need like something to go back in my hair. I do a lot of processing to it. So I need like the healthiest of the healthiest, the deepest conditioners, the most moisture to it in order to give life back to it. So I said, let me go back into it. And, I didn't just jump onto the product, but I jumped onto the business aspect of it because it is one of the fastest growing companies right now as a hairline.
Whoa.
But it's not just for hairdressers. The girl that I'm actually under, who's a good friend of mine, has a transportation company for Warwick, New York, and she lives in Miami right now. So, hey, Jen, friends in Warwick, at friends in Warwick. So she's my upline. But the reason being, aside from her being my friend, we have like a team, a really strong, team of women who left their jobs for this after a while because they started to see the true income. And it's a really you're promoting health at the end of the day, and you're promoting something that people use on a daily basis. So there's nothing that you have to convince people to use. It's not like saying, hey, use this, eyelash serum. No, it's not an extra thing. It's already something that we use as humans is hygiene. So I've given a bottle for men to one of my friends who had a small alopecia spot. And within 2 weeks of him using the bottle from having the hole of 5 months, it grew back in. So, and what he
Wow.
was using before was Head and Shoulders. And I started to do the research of what Head and Shoulders does or claims. And
Yeah.
their
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
So-
You seem
It
very
doesn't
sure
work.
about that, Junior.
It
Like,
doesn't
no.
work.
It works as a Band-Aid. You know, like it'll coat, it'll
It
coat
like
the problem.
coats it. It just, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So I have a lot of testimonial photos before and afters. I don't know how I can actually like pull them up and show the screen. But aside from that, the point of this is your hair is going to flourish and change, and
Yeah.
it's going to make a difference. But you have to not only believe in it, but you have to try it to believe
Yeah.
it. You know. So that's this beautiful line here. It's called Monet. You can only order through a distributor because it's a women's company. It's a brand that helps women and men engage in their own business at home.
Okay.
So we're taking away from the drugstore departments. We're taking away from, anywhere you can purchase, like Ulta, Sephora, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's giving the opportunity for people to work from home.
Okay. Well, I don't know how. I have many little cousins and nieces and nephews, so I have to be fully on the social media because I have to make sure they're not being creeped on. But there's this really big movement now on this app called TikTok where there's a lot of hairdressers on there. And a really big movement is people realizing, like, oh man, drugstore shampoos are terrible for your hair.
Everybody's now starting to realize that. Yeah.
And I saw that now kids are like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to get clarifying shampoo. And they are putting like Summer's Eve in their hair. Yeah, this is like a real thing. They're putting like Summer's Eve in their hair to try and restore curl patterns because I don't really know why
That's
that
nuts.
happened. Don't do it. I'm sure Maria can testify.
You
It's bad
can
for your
use
hair.
Dawn dish soap. I will say
Really?
that. Not every day.
Yeah.
Just like once a month. It's a clarifier.
Really?
They advertise it for the duckies when they go through like an oil,
Yeah.
like submerge, and that's because it really does remove. I mean, like I said, it's not an everyday thing. It's like a once a month
Yeah.
treatment because it does really remove the buildup.
I'm sure you got to condition really well.
You have
after
to
that.
condition really well.
Ooh,
Do you have any
question.
other tricks of the trade, like Dove, or maybe like a crazy toothpaste thing that you would like suggest to us?
I use baking soda on my teeth.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, I'll put non-fluoride toothpaste I'll get from Trader Joe's or wherever. You know, it's only like $4 for a whole tube.
Yeah.
And then I just dip my toothpaste in baking soda and I brush my teeth because baking soda is ingestible, it's natural, and it's a cleanser for
Yeah.
your intestines and for your teeth.
And
do
it's
you
better
do it once
than
a day or like day and night?
I'll do it like almost every day or every other day. It doesn't matter. It's not harmful.
Yeah.
And I have sensitive teeth from when I was younger. I did try the bleaching thing, and one time I left it overnight, and I've never been able. Yeah, it was horrible.
no.
So my teeth are strong.
beautiful. Well, I've heard because a lot of people use charcoal, and that's actually really
That's
bad
really
for
good.
your teeth.
What?
Yeah, my sister's a dental hygienist. Charcoal. I think baking soda is good. From what I've heard, charcoal is too coarse and it rubs away the enamel
What
at your
about like
teeth.
charcoal toothpaste?
I think.
Because I have
Charcoal,
charcoal.
yeah.
Again,
too,
I'm not a
yeah.
dental hygienist. I'm not a dentist. My
But
sister
charcoal
is.
is like a natural source from the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because it's so coarse. You know, when you use like a really coarse
literally freaked
exfoliator
out.
and it rips your pores
I know.
open.
That's. I mean,
My life.
seriously.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Again, I'm not a dentist. I'm not a dental hygienist. Someone
Okay.
probably knows better than me, but that is what I've been told.
I'm pretty sure they'll tell me like baking soda is horrible for your teeth.
No, I
too.
think
No,
baking
I've
soda's
heard that
good.
is good. I've heard
Yeah.
that's good.
I think
yeah.
that's good.
But charcoal, like that scares me because I have
Yeah.
like I use
The
charcoal
Hello?
toothpaste.
You ever use the
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, that one has
Oh,
charcoal.
Their
in it.
freshman one is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm on the
Well,
topic of
you
toothpaste,
just
but it's
mind
really
blowing.
good. But really, so Dawn dish soap. But yeah, people are using the Summer's Eve on their hair and stuff, so that's awesome. There's an actual product that's good for your hair. We'll clarify it.
There is like this one is the intense repair shampoo. So somebody for like hair like me who does, like this is all healthy, but from this point on was like reprocessed. So
Yeah.
I would need I use intensive on my ends because they need it. For someone who's a male, there's a black 2-in-1 shampoo that's a very intense clarifier. It's to help remove all that film and build up from your old stuff. And then there's also smoothing shampoo, which is the one I actually used yesterday. It almost works like as a keratin. It helps smooth the cuticles down and like seal them closed, which is really nice.
Nice.
So there's a few different options, you know. And then there's also a blonde line for people who are looking for purple shampoo, but it
Yeah.
still has all the botanical ingredients in here for, you know, to use even for a purple
Yeah.
shampoo.
Is there more products than just like shampoo and conditioner?
Yeah, I started using their face stuff.
Oh, there's face stuff too.
Yeah, there's a pet line which I got from my pup. I have a video, I haven't posted it yet, but of the comparing the Walmart one that I was using. It said all natural oatmeal, but I've never looked into the ingredients. And then when I got this one in, it said all like the leaf extracts and like lemon, and you need that. Lemon is good for like build-up removal too. And then when I looked at the ingredients in the Walmart one that said natural made out of oatmeal, I didn't even see oatmeal in the ingredient. So I'm like, okay, I should have paid attention like
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's concerning.
So they have a pet line, a women's line, a blonde line, a men's line, and a face line, and a juniors line. So instead of using Johnson and Johnson, they have one for babies that's like a shampoo and body for them too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what was really important because I always got worried about that. The same sister who's a dental hygienist just had a baby, and they use Johnson & Johnson, which I'm sure is great. I'm sure that's what my parents used on me. But there's a lot of chemicals in that stuff.
It's
And
starting to cause cancer, they're saying.
is
now.
it really?
Yeah, there was like a whole thing on it. They banned it.
And I
You guys
still
didn't see
have
that?
Johnson
No.
& Johnson. I
Oh.
didn't see that.
You've heard that? You've heard that? Yeah, you see? The
Still got
powder was
Johnson &
causing
Johnson.
cervical
Oh yeah,
cancer.
the talc powder.
And the shampoo was toxic for the kids.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's okay. But they have a kids line.
Yeah, they have a juniors line. So, like I said, you can't purchase this anywhere else unless you're a distributor.
Yeah.
Or you can go on their website and they'll direct you to your closest
I was
distributor.
gonna say, how do people find you in case they want to buy from you?
My cell phone number, which is a business line, so 201-647-8289, and that's for all services, including at the salon or for the non-toxic line here.
Perfect. Or they can find you at Loft 561.
Yes, exactly.
We're a wonderful person. Come see her. I don't know. I'm just really excited because when we went there to the mini, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
And I
is a
know it
really
wasn't
nice
even
salon.
done yet.
Yeah,
'cause
no.
you were doing
There's-
stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I was drilling the other day in there, so
Oh, I'm a handy woman.
yeah, I'm like a little man.
But awesome. And before we go, because I know we only have 1-2 minutes left something, I want to go around. We heard about your risks. I want to hear about Gina Maria's risks. What risks have you guys taken to
My
leave the
risk,
people with?
my risk to go to Boston. I swear to God, that had to be like my biggest risk because I did not want to see seasons. I would like to see them over my phone and whatnot.
Wait,
you
that was
know?
if you're
or
not
like go on like a trip, like
For, like, a
see-
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to live in it.
Really?
Not
So it
seeing
wasn't the
sunlight
fear.
for like days
Yeah.
is the worst. Taking vitamin D pills.
Really?
Okay, that's the
So
worst.
it wasn't the fear of like
I
not
felt like an
having
old man
friends.
because I'm like, I didn't take a vitamin. That's why I'm not feeling that well. I didn't take a vitamin D pill, and I have to oil up my face a lot because
Really?
the wind.
Oh yeah, like the aquaphor and stuff.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
days I feel like a chrysalis or like like a mummy. Like my face is just
So tight.
yes.
Oh. Real.
And I learned new words up there like brick.
Oh, it's
Brick
brick
means
outside
really cold.
What?
Yes.
because it hits you like a brick.
Yeah. This. Yeah. You know, seriously, it's like.
You gotta wrap
It's
it
like
That's
a strong.
weird.
It's like a strong gust of cold wind, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's brick outside."
It's hot in here now.
Maria, what is
Not
your
brick here.
risk?
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
feel
not
like
brick
I
here.
haven't taken like
Well, you
my
moved here.
biggest risk ever. Yeah, but like because I had to.
Oh, that's true.
You know, I haven't. I mean, maybe like going to college, but like
Well, then
You'll
we have
have
to
your
get you a
risk.
risk.
yeah, I feel
You'll
like I
do-
haven't had like a huge risk yet.
We'll get you one. Freddie will find you one. Don't worry.
I'll find you one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go
We'll
into
get
the
you
Monet.
one.
That's a huge risk.
That's
I took a
true.
risk.
There we go. Well, I hope you guys had fun. Again, thank you, Maria, for
Thank
coming
you
in.
guys. It was nice meeting you, Maria, and thank you for having me.
No problem.
And we will see you guys on Wednesday, 10:30 again on 2020 Vision. We'll see you later.